Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and... Oh, look at that. I'm flying a Stuka. That means we're gonna be dive bombing in this mission, right? Nope. Oh, how wrong you would be if that is what you thought. Instead, this Stuka is actually designed not to carry bombs, and the air brake has been removed, and instead it has been given twin 37mm cannons. Oh yes, 37mm cannons. These are awesome cannons. One hit will kill an enemy, so you know what's coming in this video. Oh yeah. Now this Stuka is one of the two G-series Stukas that are in the game. There's the G1 and the G2. This is the G2, and the only difference between them is the G2 has 24 rounds of 37mm ammo, and the G1 has 12 rounds, so half the rounds. And the G2, since it has 24, between its two cannons, it does mean that you have 12 clicks worth of ammo, basically. You really don't want to be firing this full auto. You do want to fire it semi-auto, so click each time you want to fire the cannon. Don't just hold down the mouse button, because these cannons are mounted under the wings, and as a result, every time you fire, the nose goes down. If you fire full auto, your nose will be pointing in the ground eventually, without the assist of the arcade instructor. If you didn't have it, you would be facing the ground. Even with it, though, you will only have your first shot actually go where you want it to go, because your nose will constantly be pointing farther down than you would want it to be if you're firing full auto. So here's a TBF, and it's getting away, so I figure, well, let's go for the Hurricane. The TBF wasn't getting away, but rather it had enough teammates chasing him that I didn't need to worry about him. And the Hurricane was closer, and wow, one hit, and he is dead. That is all it takes to kill a plane in this plane. So that's one kill so far. TBF's still out there. Apparently my teammates have not killed him. What are they doing? How does it take so long to kill a TBF? TBFs suck. They really do. They suck so bad. And yet I still have it as part of my American lineup. Now, as you saw there, I was actually using my rear gunner, and that is because one of the downsides to this plane is the reload time. As you can see, I'm still reloading my cannon, so it's just like, well, the TBF's getting close enough for me to shoot at him, but I'm still reloading. So what do I need to do? I need to use my rear gunner, and sadly it didn't work out. He ended up getting shot down, or crashed, one of the two. But that didn't work out, so that is that. So here we have a Kitty Hawk, and he was an easy kill, but I missed because I was not aiming properly. I couldn't aim because this is a Stuka, and you do want to fly this slow, but wow! One hit and he's dead. That is all it takes. That is all it takes to kill a plane in this. Because it has twin 37mm. I mean, the 37mm in the Airacobra is good. The 37mm in the rank 6 Ki-45 is good. All the 37mm cannons in this game are good. These cannons are also good, but then you get two of them. This is, as far as I'm aware, it is the only plane in this game that has two 37mm cannons. I mean, I might be wrong. The G1 and the G2. I mean, obviously the G1 has twin 37s as well as the G2. But those two are the only ones, as far as I'm aware, that have twin, or at least two 37mm cannons. So you take something that is good, and you put two of them together, you get something that is really, really good. So here's an F6F. Oh, can I kill it? He's showing me the body. That is perfect. Critical hit. Oh. There we go. So that did take two hits. It didn't take one hit. It took two. The first hit only was a critical hit. It didn't do anything special in terms of damage. And sometimes that'll happen with this. If you hit something that's not critical, such as the pilot, it won't kill the plane. Instead, you have to hit it again. And yes, I know I just said the pilot is not critical. The pilot is not critical for the plane to be in existence. It's really not. You need your wings, you need your propeller, you need everything for the plane to really exist as a plane, but you don't need a pilot. A pilot's a separate entity. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking about that before I make a fool out of myself. I just realized another huge flaw in what I said, so I'm just going to shut up about that. So, moving on. Pretend it was a joke. Um, hey, A20G, you're less than a kilometer away. This is perfect. I have to stay so slow because these cannons are so inaccurate at high speed. The fact that you are already within targeting range is perfect. I should shoot at you. Let's do this. One hit. Not one hit, but shooting a whole bunch. There we go, a hit. Damages of engine with another hit. Can I hit it anymore? It's at long range. Anything I do probably won't hit it. And now there's too many friendlies over there. I do not want to kill a friendly plane. You get punished so badly for it. So let's just not shoot. Especially because it'd be so easy to kill an enemy plane with these cannons. One hit will do them in a lot of the time. 4 air kills so far. Quite good. So now I'm looking for another target. The A20G did get shot down, so he's no longer a possible target. He was also way out of range, so there was no point chasing him. I don't know if I said this already, but this is a plane you want to keep at low speed because the cannons are extremely inaccurate at high speed, and this is also a plane you want to keep at a low altitude. It just does not do well at high altitudes. I don't know why, I haven't figured that out, but I can safely say that I have never done well in this plane at a high altitude. I only ever do well with it at a low altitude. So throughout this whole video you will see me use a low altitude only. Now this F2A is apparently not going for a head-on against me, instead just going for my teammate, and my teammate shoots us down. Perfect. I don't even have to do anything. Although really I would have preferred to shoot down the F2A myself and get the Lions for it. It is fine if my teammate does it, at least it was shot down. The reason I was even talking about a head-on there was because this plane will usually lose in a head-on, and you might think, why would it lose in a head-on? It has twin 37 mils, it'll just hit the aircraft once and then the enemy will be dead. But the inaccuracy of these cannons makes it very difficult to win a head-on, because you can fire like maybe once or twice before you get shot down, because the Stuka is also very, very weak. So you get a few shots off and then you're dead. So you basically never want to go in a head-on in this, because if your first few shots miss, which in all likelihood they will because it's a head-on and you're kind of tensed up and you want to kill the enemy before they kill you, you'll probably miss, and if you miss the first few shots, their bullets will kill your Stuka before your cannon shells can even hit the enemy plane. So never go ahead and a head-on fight in this thing. And oh, look exactly what's going to happen. Let's just get out of here. We are not going head-on. I did fire 2 clicks worth of ammo, so 4 shells, but none of them hit, and that is a perfect example of what I was talking about. So that is all you need to know. And there we go. I killed him anyways, because he showed me the full body of his plane, and he was really, really close, where these cannons are very accurate, because at close range, pretty much anything is accurate. Except maybe a blind person with a sniper rifle. Yeah, they're not very accurate at close range. So I did shoot down the F6F, and I will say that it did take more than one hit, as well as SU2. Actually, it'll take more than one hit. And that is just something that happens with the cannons, so you just have to deal with it. And finally, I reloaded. The biggest downside of this plane is the over 30-second reload time. It's just that long. And oh my god, did you see what happened there? I actually did not see what happened there, but I know what happened there. My teammate ran into me, and I think it was actually my fault. I was making a turn, and it was he to the left, and neither one of us just saw the other one, and as a result we collided. I never should have gotten into that fight against the SU-2, but I did, so plane has been essentially shot down, even though it was never shot down. So now we're in a G1, which, if you recall from the beginning of the video, is the same exact plane, but with half the ammunition. So now I have 12 shells, so 6 clicks worth of ammo, and I have to say this is not nearly as useful of a plane as the G2, simply because of the lack of ammo. And even though this has half the ammo of the G2, it has the exact same reload time, so it is basically half as good as the G2. So I don't like this plane really anymore. I will openly say that after after this particular game, I had just had enough of the G1. I just never did too well in it, and just figured, let's get it out of my German lineup, and I took it out of the German lineup, so I currently only have the G2, but in this particular game, I obviously have the G2 and the G1, so you get to see both of them. But yeah, I don't use the G1 anymore. So here's an A20G, and if you know the Stuka, you know it climbs terribly. It has to stay slow. These planes have to stay slow anyway. Maybe not the other Stukas, but this one does because the cannon is very inaccurate at high speeds. And as a result, I ended up basically stalling. I could not reach him. He's 1.5 kilometers higher than me, so there was basically no way I could reach him. Tried another time, just screw it, he's too high, and there's a teammate shooting at him. Teammate will probably get him before I even get up there, so let's go for someone else. And there's a nice SU-2 looking ripe for the picking. He's getting closer to me, so that is perfect. I don't have to go fast and chase him, even though I am using 110% throttle. There's also a Beaufort, which is a bomber. So which one am I going to go for? The question will be answered for me. Watch the Beaufort. He just crashed. You probably figured he had no chance. I better just crash instead of getting shot down. And I hate when people do that, but that's what they do. Hello, SU-2. Ooh, I got a hit but did no damage, so I hit a non-critical part. And oh, now I'm in the enemy, or friendly fire. So let's just get out of there, attack from attack from above. And he has died to friendly fire. Friendly fire from my teammates to him. He didn't get friendly fired by his own teammates. That's not what I meant. He died to teammates of mine shooting at enemies of mine. Oh, new topic. A20G. I'm chasing an A20G, and this is basically going to end up like the other A20G I was chasing. Game ends, so no more kills. 5 air kills, only 1 death, which was an accident, so you didn't get to see a real shooting down of me, so you don't get to see how weak the Stuka is, but it's just as weak as all the other Stukas. They are very weak planes, so don't get shot at with these things. You will sadly see your plane just go to pieces. But I got 5 air kills, and the top person on their team actually got 10 air kills, which was pretty impressive, so I highlighted that with my mouse. As for Lions, I ended up with 9180, which is not bad. Not great, but not bad for 5 air kills, and this plane is just, it's fun to fly. The G2 is anyway, because it has more ammo, twice as much ammo compared to the G1. But yeah, it's a fun plane to fly, and you can just basically troll other planes by one-shotting them. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. We can see that we are taking off just like everybody else is, but this teammate, oh my god, I almost crashed into him. That would have been a terrible way to end a full real battle, especially because it costs a ton to repair these planes. I actually bought the last